Right, you lot, let's talk Aston Villa. We go in to our toughest challenge of the season so far. We are currently 4-2 down after a disappointing first leg at Villa Park versus Olympiacos. We now head to Greece to try and overcome that 2-goal deficit in the Conference League semi-final second leg. We are going to probably be without the likes of Morgan Rogers, who has been a shining star for us this season. We're going to be out without the likes of Yuri Tielemans, for my money, one of the best free transfers of the summer window for any Premier League club with how good he has become. We have a fresh Emi Martinez back, but we're going to still be without our long-term absentees, Emi Buendia, Tyrone Mings and Boubacar Kamara. There's a lot riding on this game, a European final in Athens at the end of May. Can we do it? Can we overcome the deficit? We're going to get into my predicted starting lineup as well as my predictions for the game in general, what I think is going to happen and how good of a chance I think we genuinely have to overcome Olympiacos in their own backyard. Before we get into that, thank you very much for 1,600 subscribers. It means a lot. We're on the road to 2,000, which I hope we can reach before the probably before the start of next season. We'll go for that as a target. So share this round, subscribe, leave your likes down below. Comment what your starting lineups would be and your prediction for this game. Let's get into it. So first of all, my starting lineup, like I say, we're still affected by injury. So if I roll over to this side, we'll pop the starting lineup right there for you. As you can see, first thing in goal, Emi Martinez. I think he's been officially confirmed by the club to be back, fit, ready and in contention for this game. And unless he has unless we think there's a real good chance of him getting injured in this game by playing, I think he definitely goes into the starting lineup over any of our other goalkeepers. Yes, Robin Olsen had that fantastic performance against Brighton, but Emi Martinez is the world's number one for good reason. At left back, I've gone for Alex Moreno purely because Luca Digne has played so many minutes of football in the last sort of month since Moreno's been injured. I feel like he is starting to look leggy, as do the whole team, understandably. So we need to freshen that up, and Alex Moreno is a great option at left back. Anyway, that's why he was signed by by Emery. At centre back, it's Pau Torres and Ezri Konsa, so that Matty Cash can come back into right back. Like I said, we all looked incredibly leggy against Brighton, and I feel like that's our strongest back line right now. Matty Cash obviously didn't play the entire game against Brighton, got a rest for the first half an hour whilst Morgs was on the pitch. But again, Ezri Konsa got turned inside and out by a Dingra, unfortunately. And again, just really starting to look tired now, so I'd prefer him at centre-back as opposed to right-back, and he still adds the composure that perhaps a Diego Carlos doesn't on the ball. Pau Torres speaks for itself. I don't think Longley is going to get a start here. John McGinn comes back to his left mid spot that he made his earlier on in the season, purely because I think Morgs is going to be unavailable for this game. I'm not sure, hasn't really been spoken about that much. The only article coming out around him was that he might be selected for the England squad for the Euros, which is very, very exciting indeed. Well done, Morgan. But I don't know if he's going to be back ready for this game. And do we think he is going to get thrown back into this? It's going to be a cauldron. We're going to need him for the Premier League. Perhaps he's on the subs bench if he is back from injury. Our two centre mids, I'm going to have to go for Timo Rogbonum to cover the void that John McGinn is leaving, and the fact we don't really have any other centre mids. So that is the situation we're at now. It's all fun and games. I don't think Yuri Tielemans is back just yet. Douglas Luiz, despite his poor form, again, we don't have any other centre mids. So in your pop some, please start capturing some of the form you had earlier on in the season so we have a chance in this game. That would be lovely. Again, this is just a personal thing. Seeing Leon Bailey in the knee strapping, I do not like it. It scares me immensely. I don't want him to get a long-term injury, especially a long-term knee injury. We've been bitten in the backside by ACLs so much this season. So Diaby, who did have a good game against Olympiacos, scored that incredible goal from a very tight angle, gets the nod for me. And then Ollie Watkins and John Duran up front. Duran came on, won a penalty. He looks sharp, he looks physical, he looks imposing, and he looks fresh. More importantly, to get those legs running at the Olympiacos defence, he is my choice to partner Watkins up front. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below, but let's get into what I think is going to happen in this crucial European semi-final. So yes, we go to Greece in the search of overcoming a 2-goal deficit. Olympiacos have not had to play a game in between. It seems like all these sort of foreign teams protect their teams a bit more. I don't think Ajax had to play a game in between our two legs against them. So I don't know whether it's the sort of Super League in Greece giving them protection and not making them play a game in between, but their last game was in fact that 4-2 absolute drumming of us. Obviously El Kabri is going to want to come and recreate his heroics in front of his home crowd at Olympiacos' stadium, so that's going to be one to look out for. Punished us with a brutal hat-trick. We're going to have to be a lot better on the offside trap, something that they sprung so well in that first leg. They just literally were breaking that high line, and El Kabri was right at the centre of that every single time. The main thing for me in this game is that we cannot concede. If we're going to win this tie, we cannot concede. We look at the eventualities of this game. 2-0 sees us to extra time and penalties. 3-0 sees us through. But if they score a goal, we have to score 3. If they score 2, we have to score 4. And I think we literally created like 0.07 XG in the full 90 minutes against Brighton last week. We were tragic in that game. We literally couldn't create a chance. If one fell in our lap and said, hello, I'm a chance, please score me, I think we would have actually got scared and just run back into the changing room. That is how poor we were offensively, and again, I attributed that in that game to how leggy we looked. I didn't like how we couldn't motivate ourselves for that game. If there's ever a game, again, that you're going to motivate yourselves for, it's going to be a semi-final. You're down, you're up against it, you got to think Liverpool in this situation. You've got to think Liverpool. Look what they've done against one of the best teams the world has ever seen in AC Milan. We have to channel that type of energy. I'm sure Emery's going to have a plan in place for this game. What I don't want to see is us just trying to hold on and defend and play passively. We need to be aggressive. We need to attack. We definitely need a goal, I think, in the first half to silence the home crowd, who are going to be absolutely bouncing for this game. You have ex-Champions League or European Cup winners Aston Villa, ex-Premier League or Division 1, again, don't get technical with me, winners in Aston Villa, one of the biggest teams in England, coming to your home ground, chasing a 4-2 aggregate. I expect Olympiacos to sit in this game and try and defend, but I also feel like they really have a good chance of scoring, so we need to nullify that threat offensively, and I think the only way we're going to get through this game, for me, I don't know if we have it in us to win 3-0. I don't even know if we have it in us to take it to extra time. Unfortunately, guys, my prediction for this game is going to be a 1-1 draw, sending Villa out of Europe. I just don't think we have the legs, the lungs, or at the moment, the current squad, the ability to overcome a fully motivated Olympiacos side with all their home fans behind us. I hope I am wrong, and I hope in my review that will come out on Friday will be that I'll be celebrating us getting through to the Conference League final, probably against, I think it's looking like, is it Fenerbahce it's looking like at the moment, I think, or someone like that. Well, I think it was one of the Turkish teams, I can't remember. I wasn't really, oh no, it's Fiorentina. I wasn't really following the other semi-final very religiously after the result started going downhill for Villa, shall we say. But it's going to be a tough game in the final, but we have to get there first, and I just think we've run out of steam. I genuinely am scared for the rest of the season, but Villa boys, prove me wrong. Up the Villa, be nice to everyone, leave your predictions down below. I hope I'm talking to you Friday with great news.